Hi, today in this video we're going to show you how to input a payable into the Legendary Supply Chain application with the accounting seat integration. The first step of this process is to find your purchase order referenced on your vendor invoice. If you're in the purchasing home, you could certainly do that from here and then just click search. More commonly, you might be in another area of the application, maybe in cash out, and you just want to input that PO so you can find it into the search bar. This will help you find your purchase order referenced on your vendor invoice, and this will take you to the purchase order home screen. You'll be able to see kind of an overview of that purchase order, and then you can click on the Payables tab, and you can see up top here that our physical receipts or PO lines, everything looks completed. And then when you click the Payables tab, the first place it's going to take you is the search screen. This will tell you if any other payables have already been input against this purchase order, which may be important to know if you've got a duplicate vendor invoice. But this one is clean, so we can go to the Entry tab, and this will pre-populate a lot of information for you. The first being you have to have either a vendor or a contact. A contact would be necessary if you were paying like a 1099 vendor. In this case, we're doing this against a purchase order. You would go in here to the pay reference and put in the vendor invoice number. Then you would select the due date, which is required, so we know when this payable is due. And that is all that is really required. Everything else should hopefully line up with our purchase order. And this will default to going to vouchers payable, because that is where the purchase orders default to going when they're completed. And this allows us to bill independently of when we received our payables. But a common scenario is that maybe we got a purchase tax on this or shipping, and the majority of our customers just want to input their purchase tax separately and not have that on the purchase order. So we would input kind of a quantity of one, kind of the amount of the tax, and then we would need to select an expense account for that to hit, so we can put this direct to the sales tax account so we know we've got this tax liability. And then we would be able to hit save, and this would generate our vendor invoice, and now we would be able to see that against the purchase order. And that is all that is necessary to input a payable into the system. We can see the payable information here and then determine our payable process and how and when we want to pay that separately. Thanks for your time and watching.